the things that you want to pursue, they're going to have to be manifested by having a better mindset than what we have. Because as our soul prospers, so are we to prosper. And not only just in our mindset, in our spirituality, but also in our health. And our health has a lot to do with what we consume and what we accept. Because negative thinking even affects our health. What we consume as far as food, that affects our health. The negative surroundings that we keep ourselves around, that affects our health. If there's more room to see error, then there's no room for production. What you're pursuing is not only the things that you want out of this world, but you also have to be able to pursue a purge. Because if you don't pursue pulling something negative out of you, you will always be in error, you will always be out of order, and then you are walking outside of your divine assignment. What it's going to take for us to do is stop thinking like a pigeon and start thinking like an eagle. A pigeon can never fly as high as an eagle. An eagle flies so high and they see so far. 5 kilometers out, that's 3 miles out. A pigeon has no reason to be able to fly that high or see that far. Even at night, eagles can see that much. And another thing about pigeons, they have to be always surrounded with other pigeons because they have to have camaraderie. They have to be supported. And what an eagle does, they're perfectly capable and perfectly okay with being alone. Because eagles know to fly to such a high altitude is unnecessary and it's a waste of their time to bring their flying level to a lower altitude just to be able to make the pigeons feel comfortable. So they have to be able to fly with other eagles because only eagles can understand the eagles. And since there's so few and far between, all that flying, they have to get used to being alone anyway. And so after a while, they get used to it. They just okay with it. But we gotta be able to start thinking like an eagle. Because if you think like an eagle, you also have the appetite of an eagle. Because you've already been purged out. If you eat like a pigeon or if you think like a pigeon, you're gonna have an appetite like a pigeon. They eat what people give them and they get full off of what other people provide for them. Eagles, they attack their prey. They eat because they work for their prey. Everything that they go for, everything that they pursue, everything in their vision, if they want it, they can get it. As long as they can see it, as long as they can grab it, as long as they can get it in their claws, they're gonna take it and they're gonna devour it. Pigeons are not like that. So I said all of that to say this. Sometimes thinking like a pigeon, while for a small period of time, while you're trying to get yourself to a certain level, like the eagle mindset, it's going to be necessary to find that camaraderie because we all need support at some level. But you got to be able to pull yourself out of that at some point. If you really find your divine purpose and you really want to know what God has in store for you, or you already seen a little bit of the provision of what God has in store for you, and you don't have a way of manifesting it, you won't even have to try to look for it if you're trying to manifest it. Because if you just purge, or you pursue the purge rather than pursue the purpose, because anybody can pursue a purpose. But the problem about pursuing the purpose is that you can still be in error inside of yourself. You can still have a slave-like mindset pursuing a purpose. But when you pursue a purge, the purpose is going to come to you. You don't have to look for the purpose. The purpose falls right in front of you. It's going to drop at your feet. So that's why it's necessary for us to start thinking like an eagle and not so much as a pigeon, at least at some point in our lives, if we want to be able to be divinely aligned. I hope this blesses you as much as pondering on it blesses me. God bless you and God keep you.